So we're not fully back to normal, but we're here, and I'm trying to help my dad out at least a tiny bit with the pre games and post games. He's done a great job so far. Of course, the producing prowess is not really my dad's forte. It's more the getting angry prowess. But I'm here to help out a little bit. Hopefully, I can at least keep tabs on what everyone's saying, if anyone's saying anything. Our pre games don't get too much love, especially since everyone's kind of raring to go. Eating their dinner and getting ready for some hockey games, especially these early starts. 7 a.m. I'm sorry, 7 p.m. starts earlier in the evening. So, Dad, long time no talk. A lot's happened. A lot of bad stuff has happened since we separated. We were 3-0 together, 0-2 since we
Yeah.
left with the Celtics and Bruins. Um, what are your thoughts, Dad, on this initial game and as we're on the cusp of it?
Well, first off, we have some breaking news. Okay. We have some great news and we have some bad news.
Okay.
So, the bad news is the Panthers are getting Bennett back tonight, their second
Oh
line
man,
center.
he was a
And
killer
he's pretty
last year
good.
for us.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, he's back. That's not good news. But the good news for the Bruins is we are getting Pete back. Pete is
Oh,
back
Peak,
tonight.
excellent.
Yep. And he is nothing flashy on the offensive end for a defenseman, but extra, maybe a most solid defensive defenseman. As far as clearing the net, positioning, getting it out, making the right safe play. So he's perfect for a series like this against Florida, who, big, skilled, loves to jam things up in front of the net, bunch of punks. So great to have Peak back. Also, the old bull said on the post game last time they should consider bringing Lacko back in the lineup, and sure enough, he is in there. So
Yep.
apparently, Jim Montgomery likes the show, and he listens to us because I suggested putting Lacko back in the
So,
lineup, and he did.
so
So
there's a
those are the
lot of
big
lineup
changes for the
changes.
Bruins.
A lot of
Yeah.
lineup changes, and just making sure we don't have anybody in the chat and Facebook comments. But one of them, so it's been status quo, right? And hockey lines are kind of weird, right? Because they kind of can change on the flow. Whoops, sorry. So it's been status quo, right? And hockey lines. Oops, sorry, anybody who got that super feedback. I was just making sure we didn't have any comments on Facebook. It's been status quo, the first and second line, but tonight there's changes. So now we have Zaka, Geeky, Pasternak. That's a change, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Zaka, Geeky, Pasanek. No, they ran with that a little bit last game.
Okay.
They
All
did.
right. And then, well, I know they can run with any, but like
Yeah.
starting out, Marchand, Coyle, DeBrusque, and then James Van Riemsdyk, Frederick, and Brazeau. So Brazeau is getting a promotion off of the fourth line. He's moving up to the third line. And then my dad's guy Lauko. So I'm bringing some speed to this little matchup, and we got Beecher and then Maroon. And then defensive pairings, we got Lorai anchoring the ship with McAvoy, who's single-handedly torpedoing us here. And we also have Lindholm and Carlo. We'll see what Lindholm we get tonight. We really need an offensive presence, Lindholm. That game 7 from the he doesn't have to score goals, but making opportunities is really what we were looking for from him because nobody else is. And then Forbert and Peak. And now we've removed Witherspoon. Shattenkirk did not play last game, correct?
He did not. No.
Okay. So really, it's up to Carlo and Lindholm to bring the offense because Forbert and Peak are not going to bring that offense that, the Shattenkirk Witherspoon line did. And that's really what we've struggled with this series. And one point I want to make is I know we won that first game 5-1, but we still were outshot 10 times, 10 shots difference. That was really a Swayman game. I know we did pick the corners a little bit, make some great offensive plays. Lorai really popped off the screen, but we weren't driving the play for a long period of time in that game. It just we put pressure on Bobrovsky and he crumbled. And Swayman had both my dad and I when we watched the game together going, "Oh my gosh!" Like probably I don't know how many times that, at least 5, maybe more, where the Panthers player had a completely clear lane and Swayman made a great play. So. We'll see how tonight goes. We beat them in block shots too. First game, it was 26-11, and they still outshot us by 10. and then the second game it was 20-12, and they still outshot us by 18. So I don't know how we can get pucks on net, or at least pucks towards their goalie at this point, because the Leafs were preventing a lot of our shots, but they were at least blocking them. The Panthers, they don't even have to block them because we're not getting the offensive ice time. So it's gonna be really interesting, Dad. What are your thoughts on the lineup changes? Do you foresee this being more like game one or game two? Neither really being a major offensive showing for the Bruins in the way of zone time, but how do you feel about it?
Well, I think all the changes to the lineups are kind of offset, right? I would have thought we'd get a leg up with Pete coming back, but they got Bennett back. So I don't think that's going to be a huge factor tonight. I think the Bruins are playing their best possible lineup right now. So I do like that. What I love is I feel like, and I'm hoping I'm right here, I feel like the Florida Panthers are a bunch of idiots. And the reason why is they could have sent this game back to Boston with the Bruins embarrassed, doubting themselves, and just all they needed to do was, they ran up the score on us and just not be a bunch of peckerheads. But no, they had to, for, lack of a better term, poke the bear, literally. And by them creating all those instigate, like taunting us, literally taunting guys, laughing in their faces after they scored goals, and then all the scrums they started. I love that they did that. I hope that bites them in the ass so bad, because instead of the Bruins coming back to Boston with doubt in their mind, they should be coming back pissed. That's what should be. If they have any heart whatsoever, they are going to be raring to go tonight, and they are going to be ready to lay the lumber on them. It should be an ugly game physically. There should be bodies flying everywhere. There should be multiple fights tonight. If the Bruins have any heart, that is what's going to happen. I love that Florida did this. They're idiots. They're stupid. They should have just taken their 5-goal win and just left us alone. But they didn't. They had to push buttons. They had to prod us, poke us. Okay, we're about to see what the Bruins are made of. And
now that's where the big question comes in, right? Because just like you said, they prodded us, they poked us. Power play opportunities are 5-9 right now in favor of the Panthers. They're almost doubling our power play chances, right? Tkachuk is a complete scumbag, but he's a smart scumbag in the way that a lot of the stuff that he did is technically not against the rules. The 3 punches of Pastrnak as he's fallen to the floor and as he's already on the ice, absolute scum move. So really now what he's done is he's spit in the Bruins' face and he said, what are you going to do about it, right? So from your standpoint, Dad, if they don't physically impose themselves on Tkachuk, right, and they just try and win this game as a way to rub it in, is that good enough for you? Do you want them risking penalties? They're in pretty much, in my opinion, a lose-lose from this standpoint, right? Because you either need to, go over the line and cause penalty chances for the Florida, right? Or don't go over the line and you're soft. So where do you want them to err, Dad? What end of that do you want them to live on?
Well, the great thing about hockey and why it's such a beautiful sport is you can be overly physical and not have it cost you. You just have to be smart, right? You run around, you fly around, you hit people only when they have the puck or they just gave the puck away. You do those little annoying things like Tkachuk does, just bordering on not enough to call it. You just do that, little scrums, pushes, little jabs to the face, all that stuff. See if you can go there in the fight and throw down. I want to see some Bruins throwing down tonight. The Panthers were idiots for poking the bear. I know, again, lack of a better term, but that's what they did. That was stupid of them. If I was a Panther fan, I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, what are you doing? Why are you going back to their home ice, getting them all riled up like this? Let them go back doubting themselves. They just lost by 5 goals.
Well, listen,
you idiots. So
listen, Scatter the Winds wants him to go over the line. He wants something to happen, someone to feel the pain. And Scatter the Wind, here's the thing. Swayman affords you that, right? If you're I think the Panthers have scored 1 power play goal in 9, right? And really the one they scored was like they were already winning by, I think, 4. So it really didn't matter. If you're going to do it, set the tone early, do it early, and you better play the hell out of that power play, right? Because I really want to see it too. I want this team to show some teeth, especially in the playoffs. So you can't let Kachuk get away with that crap. And, I think it's tough, right? Back in the day when we were the most successful, we had a Joe Thornton, I'm sorry, a Sean Thornton, Gregory Campbell. We had these guys who were tough. Maroon, you mentioned in the post game, he's got to step up. Maroon, this is what you're here for. You're supposed to be that leadership, that grit. Impose your will on somebody or make them back down to you at a very minimum. Challenge them and make them back down so that they look like a coward. You can't let Pastrnak take on that guy. I know Kachuk's not going to go and fight, Maroon because he's a fourth liner, but find somebody on the Panthers, grab him by the jersey and freaking punch him in the face, right?
And you could.
That's what I'm really
and
hoping.
If you get a penalty, make it count.
Make it
Slash
count.
the
You
hell
have
out
to.
of their arm. Slash not a chintzy tripping call. Cross-check the hell out of them. If you're going to get one, make it freaking count. Make this game physical. Go them into fights. Get you, because we need something. Because again, I am trying to not jump back on their gas take.
Correct.
I'm hoping they're not, because I'm just
They gave us hope. This is a big game, right? And this is, I think, in the title. What Bruins team are we getting? Game 1 or game 2? I'm hopeful this team still has the legs. This team believes in themselves because Florida goading us and pushing us like that is their way of saying, we can get you angry. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how emotional, how much you want it. We're better than you. And I hope the Bruins take that and they play hard, especially DeBrusk, Pastrnak, and Marchand. We need those 3 guys shooting more than 2 goals combined. That's embarrassing. So really hoping Ramona's in. This is playoff hockey. There's not 80 games to go. Drop the gloves. LFG. I like it, Ramona.
Yep.
Drop the gloves.
She's awesome.
You can't get punked by a Florida Panthers team who has a total of about 1,500 fans, okay, that watch them the regular season. You got to be the Bruins, the playoff Bruins, the physicality. Find that somewhere in this roster and at least set the tone. At least make them a little bit afraid to go into the corner because right now, I think the Leafs certainly weren't that way, and we can't let this Panther team be the same. So, any closing thoughts, Dad?
Yeah, Ramona might be our best number 1 fan now. I love Ramona. She's fantastic. I want Kachuk to be an afterthought. I want us to finish the Panthers off, move on. I do not want this clown going down as one of the new biggest villains in Boston sports history. And that'll happen if these ass clowns beat us again. I don't want that. I want him to be an afterthought. I want when someone brings him up 10 years from now, I go, oh, yeah, I think I remember that guy. Yeah, he was like annoying. They beat us once, and then we kicked the crap out of him the next time. Please do not build this guy's legacy. I'm hoping we're big, we're strong, we're like the big bad Bruins from the old days. We have size. There is no reason why we should be getting pushed around by these little dwarfs. So let's see what they have tonight. Hopefully the Bruins have a fire on, coming out of their ass after what the Panthers pulled last game at the end of it. And we're about to see what the Bruins are made of. I'm excited. Yep. I think they're going to win tonight. I think they're going to beat the snot out of them physically, and they're going to win this game too. So,
all right, let's go Bees, everybody. Let's watch 10 more minutes of this lame pregame where they ride the Bruins. The Panthers, jock. So,
and everyone, please subscribe. Just click the subscribe button, and we'll see you for the post game. I'd like to see the number go up. Yeah. The old Bull's about to go Frank to take mode as soon as I punch off here. All right, let's go,
all right, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody, for your time. See ya. Bye-bye.